この思いを消してしまうにはまだ人生長いでしょう。やり残してることをやり直してみたいから。
Hello, ElricOfAmestris here. Welcome back. Or are you welcoming me back? It has been a very, very long time since I last made a Minecraft video, and there's many reasons for that. So let me get that out of the way. I'm sorry I've been away. For the past 10 years I've been a truck driver. So being out on the road, there's not a lot of time to play games, let alone record them, let alone edit them, let alone upload them. And it's hard to find a place to do that when you're always moving. So that's the majority of why I've been away. But back in October, I started to experience some certain medical symptoms. And after getting them checked out in November and dealing with the process over December, January, now February, come to find out I have diabetes. So that means I can't really be a truck driver anymore legally. Now, supposedly if you have your diabetes under control and you don't have to take insulin shots or anything like that, you can still drive with a special medical examiner certificate. However, if you're on the needle or your diabetes isn't really in control, what they're afraid of is that your blood sugar would go too high or too low. And when you're on the highway, there's not always an easy place to pull over and mess with your medication or eating something to get your glucose back up. So what happens is you're driving down the road, and if you don't have time to pull over, and you're trying to find a place to pull over, all that time that this particular episode is happening, it's getting worse and worse and worse. And what can happen is you start to feel weak, shaky. You just might pass out, faint, and that's not good. You got 80,000 pounds of truck and freight that is just barreling down the highway, and if there's not somebody there paying absolute attention to what they're doing, lives could be lost. So that's why I'm not truck driving anymore. Through the week, what I'm doing is I'm teaching myself C# programming. I think that's cool. Working with Xamarin in Visual Studio 2017. Working on a couple ideas I have for some mobile apps. Well, I guess they're pretty much universal apps because you got the UWP, and you can put that on Windows and stuff like that. So working on that, and then just to get by a little bit, I'm doing a little Uber on the weekends, get the party crowd, get them home safe, and make a few dollars just to scrape by. So enough with all that. Let's get into the game. So, alright, now these servers here, I actually made my own home server. I had an old laptop laying around. It's an old compact CQ56 or something. It's running on a Celeron or Centrino processor. It's got 2 gigabytes of DDR2 SODIMMs that are only running at 800 speed. So it just barely works. And something you might not know, if you're hosting your own physical server at home, if you're on your local network, you'll probably have to put in your internal IP, which is usually 3 digits, dot 3 digits, dot 1 digit, dot whatever. Maybe. I mean, that's if you're working on a specific router like Linksys or whatever. If you're using like a Comcast modem router, then you might have 2 digits, dot 1 digit, dot 1 digit, dot whatever. However, if you want to connect to your home server and you're away from home, so you're at a hotel across the country, you actually have to put in a different IP address to reach that from the outside, and that's, at least in my particular area here in the Midwest, Indiana, running through Comcast, it's a 2-digit dot 2-digit dot 2-digit dot 2-digit IP address. So that was one of the things that like nobody said in all these tutorials. You know, you watch all these tutorials on YouTube, you read through them, nobody ever brings that up. So there's a little tidbit. Maybe you learned something that you wouldn't have learned somewhere else. Anyway, so I got this server up and running. There's one person online right now, that's Sir Coffee Black. He is the administrator of this server, because as ElricOfAmestris, I don't want to be doing anything that would not be fair. I want to play the vanilla game. My nieces and nephews are hey, Mr. Zombie. So anyway, if I get my nieces and nephews playing on this server, which is probably what's going to happen, at least my nephews will, I don't want them to feel like it's unfair, and I want to kind of get them out of the cheating your way to the finish line. So let me talk about this server a little bit. I'm going to kill this zombie because he's making noise. Yeah, here we go. Hey, buddy. Good buddy. Alright. Ah! That was not cool. He came out of nowhere, didn't he? I'm going to have to look at that footage to see if I've seen him anywhere. Oh, no. What the heck? Alrighty. Well, go ahead and put this stuff back together here. I hate this stuff. Damn creepers. Oh boy. Well, that's what makes the game fun and interesting, isn't it? You know, getting creepers blowing stuff up, and at least it wasn't too bad. Brand new server. Oh, wow. Took out part of the hut here. Okay. So anyway, this is a really cool seed I found. I'll put it down in the description, or I'll put it up on screen when I get to editing this. Anyway, you spawn like right in this area here, and well, you know, you come out here and boom, bada bing. Wow, there's a village right there. You got extreme hills, you got the plains, even more extreme hills over there. Then you got your forest behind here. There's a bunch of chickens, there's pigs, there's sheep up in that area. Then over here we have a bunch of donkeys, and more pigs, and way over there we have some cows. So this seems like a really great seed to start on. It just one of the best seeds. So at least in 1.12.2, let me put that out there. Now, this little hut over here is temporary. Let's go read the signs that Sir Coffee Black put up. A note from the admin. Listen up. This house is only for temporary testing. It will be removed and all blocks destroyed when this game goes live for a pretty fresh start for all players. Sir Coffee Black. Basically what that means is, on this machine I have here running the server, this is just testing. I'm, trying to test, make sure that it works very good and everything. Me and Sir Coffee Black are checking it out, and we just want to make sure everything is honky-dory. You know what I mean? So when my new hardware arrives, now let me tell you about this new hardware. Okay, I'm going to do some digging while we're talking. Oh, there's a Skelly Bob. Take care of him first. So I ordered some new hardware. I was looking around. I was trying to find a good piece of hardware to go ahead and really really do a good job hosting a server, at least a private server, you know. Where is that coming from? And, oh, there he is. Ouch. Die, 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 I say. Alright, enough distractions. Good little nosh. Alright, so, like I said, I was doing some research, trying to find some good hardware to host a server. And man, there was so many different things out there. It was ridiculous, right? So, I mean, I could have like actually got a full like rack server with blades and everything running, you know, like 8 different systems in it. It'd be crazy, you know. And you can get those used. You can use some used Xeon processors and some old RAM and throw in a hard drive and a little SSD and everything would be just all great, but it's pretty expensive. So then I was looking at some maybe old hardware. And I'll tell you what, for some reason, all that old RAM is super freaking expensive right now. I don't get it. I mean, I think it's like artificially inflated, but I don't know. It's just, there's no good reason for it. Like 10-year-old RAM should be pretty cheap, you know? Anyway, so with all that looking around, I started wondering, oh, what about low power devices? What about like the Raspberry Pi 3 or something? And so I started checking out single board computers, and I actually found one that seems like it's pretty rock solid, and that's the Rock 64. It's a quad-core 64-bit processor, and it's running 4 gigabytes of RAM for $45. I mean, you can't beat that. I mean, it's like somewhere between $8 and $20 for shipping, but whatever. You know, $45 for a machine that, you know, and you gotta pay for an SD card or the eMMC chip or whatever. But still, I mean, that's way less than $100, and it's brand new, and it's running 4 gigabytes of DDR3 memory at 1600 speed. You know, so I think it's going to be able to keep up with the server. And by the way I set up this server and the way I'm going to set up the Rock 64 is I used a Linux distro called MineOS. I'm not a big Linux person, I don't know much about it, but this was actually relatively easy to set up. Basically, you just install the OS, which I think it's a very stripped down version of Debian, and then with the Debian, it's like main existence or reason for existing is to be a Minecraft server. So that's what it is. Right now I just got that laptop sitting on a shelf, got it raised up to allow some airflow, but when I put this on this little credit card size thing, you know, just the passive airflow should keep everything cool enough. And again, you know, like it's double the RAM in number, but it's probably even better than that. You think the overhead of running any kind of operating system, and that's just like a portion of it. So the going from 2 to 4 is actually much better than just a doubling. And here where I'm at, I've got Comcast Xfinity. I got 300 down, 30 up. So actually, you know, more than my family could actually play. We could probably host 100 players at a time, just on a little credit card size computer. So I'm gonna go ahead and put links in the description for those items, the system I'm setting up, and I'm gonna actually try to record a video of me putting this together. I don't know if I will, so don't hold me to it. But I'm going to try to remember to do so. Anyway, I guess that's it for me. And now I have to get back into editing. The last time I edited a video, I actually had Windows Movie Maker, and I don't have that on my system anymore because I swapped out hard drives and everything. But I'm going to check out some open source free video editing softwares and see what I can do to make this video a little bit better than what it is. Alright. Until later, guys. Peace and be safe. Hey! Hey, you! You! I want to talk to you. You know how most of these Minecraft videos, or almost all YouTube videos, are monetized somehow? Well, here's the thing. I don't really want to take any money from you guys, alright? How about we both win, alright? I'm sure you've heard of, certain apps that let you send and receive money, okay? Well, there's one that's actually called the Cash App, and it is by one of the most solid financial institutions there is. It's called Square. You've heard of the Square. Even outside of Minecraft, there's squares in the real world. All right, this is Square Inc. And what they do is they usually have the point of sale. So anytime you see somebody taking a payment with their phone or credit card, tablet or whatever, it's usually going to be on the Square app. Sometimes they have a little dongle to swipe your card or whatever that plugs into the device, but you can run the Square app just by itself, punching in the numbers. However, they decided that they wanted to make the Square app, the Cash app. So use the Cash app. You can send money, you can request money, and all you need is somebody's phone number, which is awesome. So anyway, here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to sign up using my code. I'll give you a QR code. I'll put the link down in the description. My referral code is G as in golf, S as in Sierra, V as in Victor, H as in hotel, T as in tango, V as in Victor, S as in Sierra. So that's Golf Hotel, Victor Hotel, Tango, Victor, Sierra. GSVHTVS. All right, now what I want you guys to do, I want you to sign up and use the app. So if your brother and sister, you send your sister $5 using the app, she sends you the same $5 right back. So you guys are not out of any money. I'm not receiving any money from you guys. But guess what? The Cash app will give you $5 and me $5, but it only works if you use this code. So guys, go ahead and use the code, sign up for the app. You get $5, I get $5. Everybody's happy. What are you going to do with $5? You get a nice $5 latte from Starbucks, buy a Raspberry Pi and start your own little mini server for you and your house using MineOS. Either way, I think it's great. So, until next time, guys, I want you to be safe, and as always, have peace.